Since 1999, 145 children have died in the care of the province, and the vast majority went unreported and uninvestigated. Last Friday, the Child and Youth Advocate admitted that if provided with more resources, he could increase the number of investigations he performed. He conceded that with current resources, he has to prioritize which cases to investigate despite incomplete information. To the Minister, why won't this government put children first and support giving the advocate the resources he needs to investigate every in-care death?
Honourable Minister of Human Services.
Mr. Speaker, the Child and Youth Advocate in this province has a very important mandate as an independent officer of the legislature to investigate and to advocate where he thinks it's important. He doesn't investigate and advocate where the minister thinks important. It's his obligation to determine what needs to be investigated and investigate it. And it's his obligation to put forward the request for the resources he needs, not to the minister, not to the government, but to the legislature assembly, the resources that he needs to do that job. And when he asks for those resources, I assume the committee and the Legislative Assembly will examine that. But it's not the Legislative Assembly's job to impose the resources upon.
Honourable Member, first up.
I wasn't asking for the Assembly, I was asking for this government to support it. But given that on Friday our caucus proposed a motion that would have provided enough funding for the advocate to investigate every single in-care death necessary, and given that independent experts agree that transparent and complete investigations are critical in the task of improving the quality of child protection in Alberta, will the minister admit his government is more interested in protecting itself than it is in protecting the children in its care?
Honourable Minister.
Not at all. This government is very interested in protecting children who need protection, in ensuring families are strengthened where they need strengthening, and ensure that families get the assistance they need to overcome any barrier to success. That is what we are very interested in doing, and one of the things that our Premier insisted upon when she asked me to take on this portfolio was to move immediately to make an independent Child and Youth Advocate's office. We brought that legislation forward. The legislature established that office, and it's his job to bring an independent review, and he does.
Honourable Member.
Well, given, Mr. Speaker, that with the current inadequate funding levels, the Child and Youth Advocate has to see into the future and predict which deaths are significant before he actually investigates, and given that nobody wants to see another unnecessary death of a child in the care of the province, or see as well the change required to prevent it in the future remaining secret, hidden and ignored, why won't this minister stop putting politics before children and commit to a full public inquiry?
Mr. Speaker, that honourable member knows or should know that this particular minister puts children first each and every day. This particular government puts the resources in place to assist families when they need it so that children can have that opportunity to maximize their potential. That's actually one of our most important jobs in this government, in this legislature, and in this province. And we try to do that each and every day. We learn from the tragic issues that happen. We learn from the tragic deaths. They have been investigated, but we have an independent Child and Youth Advocate who can determine if further investigation is needed in any particular area. It's his job to bring it forward and to do that.